Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Maximilian College Baseball Picks and Analysis for Saturday, February 21st. I'm your host, Max Hofmeyer, and I've got three matchups to go over for today, including the game of the day, Duke and Michigan. And make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe if you have been tailing any of these plays during this nice little run here, including last shit's 2-0 Thursday night. South Florida minus 8.5 gets home easy. Great atmosphere. I love this South Florida team. I talked about, their rim and three rate and how, they're going to attack the rim relentlessly and Memphis just can't stop it. And that's exactly what happened. Tennessee State over 163.5 gets home as well. A little nervous there. The market moved against us, but ended up getting the win nonetheless. So it was a little nervous before tip in that one, but ended up getting the win. So yeah, that moves us to 47-34, which is absolutely great. 58%. Very proud of that, especially during the fact that this started probably like the very end of December, early January. It gets much harder this time of year to hit at that percentage. So very happy with it. Hopefully keep that going here for Saturdays. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the plays for today. And for play number one, we got the game of the day right here. Is KenPom 1 and 2 are facing off. This one is in on a neutral in DC, so that is worth noting here. This has a chance to be quite the week for Michigan. They're off a road victory here at Mackey, where they shot 57% from deep and beat Purdue 91-80. But I do suspect we won't see quite that offensive firepower, as it's probably that shooting's a little unsustainable here, especially against a Duke defense that is really good. Duke is 96 in transition frequency, and Michigan is 42nd. Both teams really like to get out in transition, but I'm not expecting a ton of pace here, as both defenses are equally as good or even better at limiting transition. 359th for Michigan defensive transition frequency and 288 for Duke. So I am expecting this game to be played in the half court. Both these defenses, they are elite at forcing tough opponent shots. Michigan first in shot quality defensive shot selection, and that grades each opponent's attempts allowed based on a number of factors. Who's taking it, where on the floor, closest defender, etc. And Duke themselves are great in defensive shot selection as well, 7th. So they also force a ton of tough looks. That's why these defenses are 1 and 2 in efficiency. Now, obviously, both offenses are great. But if there is a weakness and, kind of nitpicking here, because these teams are elite, both teams don't have great shot makers. Duke 47th in shot making, Michigan 85th. So when you have these elite defenses that force tough shots, I am just a little skeptical of their ability to make those tough shots. So I do give the advantage here to the defense. And between the defensive advantage and the limiting transition here, I am going to go ahead and take under 149.5 for our first play to get the card started. And for the second play, we got another marquee matchup here heading to the Big East, as Villanova short home dog to UConn. UConn off a loss here at Creighton, and they did get a little unlucky. We projected about a 75% win probability for UConn based on the quality of shots taken in that one. So they will be looking to bounce back here. The last time these two teams played, Villanova, they were able to force overtime, but just couldn't hold on, as UConn ended up winning that one by 8. Kevin Willard, fantastic job squeezing, every ounce of production out of a roster on paper that isn't that great. And, I gave this same spiel the last time we bet a Villanova game, which was when they hosted St. John's. And I talked about how, Willard, he wins the games he should. But, when they do have to step up in competition, they have struggled. Versus KenPom, top 25 teams. Villanova, they're 0-4. Lost to BYU by 5, Michigan by 28, St. John's by 7, and UConn by 8. Villanova in that first game really bothered by UConn's elite interior defense, as they were 8 of 22 on shots at the rim, which is just 36%. And that's exactly what UConn's defense wants to do. They do like a rim funnel defensive scheme, and they don't mind forcing you to the rim, because you're just going to end up going straight to one of their elite rim protectors, and that's exactly what happened in that first one. So between the schematic advantage, between the fact that UConn needs to bounce back here, I'm going to go ahead and take UConn minus the 1.5 for play number 2. And for the final play, we got a late night one as Hawaii is hosting UC Santa Barbara. Hawaii off back-to-back losses, and we'll be looking to bounce back here as they were unlucky in that last one. We projected about a 5-point win for Cal Poly. Not only will UCSB find themselves playing a team looking to bounce back, but it is a tough little travel spot here. UC Santa Barbara, they played Thursday night, ended up going to overtime, and now a short turnaround here, with a trip out to the island versus a Hawaii team, one game out of first place in the Big West. So UCSB, they actually won the first game between these two, but the Gauchos will be down Mira Little, who runs the point for this squad. They're about 15 points better per 100 possessions with Little on the floor, as not only is the offense more efficient with him running it, but they're not as turnover prone either. So I love everything about this matchup. I love the spot. And so I am going to go ahead and take Hawaii here for the final play to round out the card. And that will do it for today's episode. Thanks so much for watching, and go ahead and like and subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. And best of luck and enjoy Saturday's mega slate.